Hi guys, welcome to C2C. Today we'll be solving TCY sectional mock of VARC. This will be mock number 3. I hope your prep is going well and hang in there. I'll try to, I don't know I'll be talking much during the paper, but I'll try to be a little more vocal with respect to the rationale behind why I'm choosing a particular question, and I'll try not to take the risks and keep the attempts as feasible as possible. And even if I do take the risk, then I'll explain why I am choosing the option that I'm choosing. Okay, so that if you do decide to do that on the last day, then you at least have some framework in mind. Without any further ado, like last time, the notepad is ready. Okay, so here is the notepad. And yes, so okay, let me just check if it's there. I don't know if you can see the timer, so the version, I'll move this over here. Okay, so maybe, okay, there is some, and then we have the 7th one. Okay, we have a passage over here, so 7th to, okay, 10th tak we have. Let's check for 11 if it's there. The view of action, okay, 11 tak hai, 12 पे change है, okay, 7 to 11 पे है, ठीक है. So we'll just write that 7 to 11. There are 5 questions in this. Okay, with a view to experience seems in no respect inferior to art, and men of experience succeed even better than those who have theory without experience. Okay, this is about experience. At first, he who invented any art, art versus experience. Whatever that went beyond the common perception of man was naturally admired by men, not only. Okay, so this is to sum it up, philosophy, right? Let's look at the questions now. So 7, the passage above is an attempt to, okay, this is fine. This is not objective. In terms of this reading selection, which of the following would not qualify to be called an example of wisdom? Okay, a little convoluted for my taste, but let's see. The style of the writing of the author can be broadly characterized as which of the following? Okay, 9th. So get 10, which of the following can be legitimately inferred from the above passage? Okay, again inference. The last paragraph is designed to. Okay, so 11th, if I can, anything even closest to, what do you say, objective question would be the 11th one. Let's look at the 12th. Next set. In our civilized societies we are rich, why then are the many poor? Why is this painful drudgery for the masses? Okay, rationale for poverty, socialists. Okay, so we were at 12. Let's see if there is till 15. Okay, 15 is there, 16 is not there. So 12 to 15 we have 4 questions. Okay, and it was about socialism, if you can sum it up in those particular lines, and that was from 12th, right? Yeah, there you go. So okay, civilized society. Okay, the author has discussed an issue that is, okay, this is somewhat objective. 12th I can identify as objective. Which of the following is the main idea of the passage? No. What is it that the socialists say and repeat unvaryingly? 14th, okay, claims of the privileged few are born out of. Okay, 14th and 15th. Which of the following say cannot be directly inferred from the passage? 14 and 15. It's a heavy topic, and there are 2 objectives, straightforward objective question, good objective question if I may, but this has only 4 questions in it. So that's my problem with it. Okay, so now 16 to, let's try 20 over here, 20 tak. Okay, it continues. What about 21? 16 to 20 tak hai. Okay, 16 to 20, there are 5 questions over here. It is time to consider and contemplate the operation of double standard in human values. Wow. STD, double standards. It's going to be a good passage. I like the topic. Which of the following statement cannot be directly inferred from the passage? No. Author's primary concern in the passage is to know. Which of the following statement can be used as the central idea of the passage? No. Okay. The author has dealt with which of the following? Convoluted for my taste. What is the tone of the passage? Central idea. Which of the following statement can be used as a central idea of the passage? Okay, and 16 we had this. Play inferred from the passage, right? So 16 to 20 में एक भी direct objective question नहीं है. 20 could be said to be somewhat objective, and that's like the same thing that I extended for philosophy. So that's what I'll do over here. 21. Okay, from the point of view of literature, the Great War of today has brought us into a new and closer sympathy with the England of the past. Dr. Wood. Okay, 21 to 25 I'm assuming. 5 questions. Okay, and this is post-war ENG history basically, right? The first part primarily designed to convey the point. Okay, no. And basically meant to drive home. Okay, passage could have been titled as Wars in England. Okay, 22 somewhat. The above passage would be most likely found in. Okay, above selection would be most likely followed by a discussion on 22 somewhat. So what I'll do is I'll actually lead with double standard because it has 5 questions and I like the topic among all those because this is the lightest topic and I'm going to go with that for those reasons. Then I can go. Okay, let's get a little political. There are objective questions over there. Then what was the 7th one? The philosophy. What was the philosophy about? Okay, with a view to action, experience seems. Yeah, no, this I'm going to keep last, and so this will be my 3rd passage. Relatively easier to read, and this will be my 4th passage. Okay, I have almost exhausted my time. Let's write summary, OOO, and PJ. Okay. This is PJ. This is PJ. First 3 are PJ. First 4 are PJ. Okay. There are many PJs over here. 5th is summary. 6th is OOO. Okay. So PJ 1, 2, 3, 4. And 5th is summary. And 6th is OOO. With that, let's start double standard. Okay, I have exceeded my time today. 16 to 20. That's 14, 15, 16. There you go. Okay, time to consider and contemplate the operation of double standard in human values. People don't apply the same rules to themselves due to others where values are concerned. This fact was highlighted by the great novelist of Victorian era, Hartley. Okay, in his famous notice of in his classical tragedy. Tess becomes a victim of the Victorian morality as a husband. Angel Clare turns out to be prude and deserts her. Okay, Tess suffers the persecution of false morality. Values change both meaning and intensity where our interest is involved. Okay, we try our best to justify our stand on values. Many times, if the situation doesn't affect us directly, we may shrug our shoulders and walk away. We lack the moral courage to voice our opinion unequivocally. Many times we fail to check wrong behavior in others. As saying goes, we don't practice what we preach. Many times we may be vocal but don't take any action as we think that it is not our job. When we see something hitting another, we condemn him, fail to take any action to protect the victim. In the case of our own loved one being at the receiving end, we vent out our anger most furiously, in many cases physically too. As is, we tend to believe that double standards in case of morality cannot be justified. Value system is universal and we should have the same parameters for values for ourselves as we have for others. It may be true that it is generally impossible to take action on behalf of the victim or fight with the perpetrator of intolerance. Nevertheless, we need to develop the courage to be vocal and make the public aware of the injustice. When democracy works, when people are about their duties but more importantly enlightened about their rights. Okay. A big scar on the face of morality is the Holocaust. 6 million people lost their lives, but no one found the courage to speak on behalf of them. Big need now to bring values to a congruency. Must wake up the need for understanding of basic human values and should be ready to take necessary action when they are violated in any way. Life cannot be just lived in reactionary ways. We, the most intelligent species on earth, create and uphold values, and instead of being judgmental, we would be proactive and objective in our behavior. Time now and again demands that instead of being a mute spectator, understand what the greater good is and act likewise to defend it. Okay, in 16, what was the objective one? 20th, we assume, but that was also likely. Let's see. Let's go in an order, normal order only. So, which of the following statement cannot be directly inferred from the passage about values of life? People apply double standards application of values in daily. That is true. People feel contemptuous about violence at times and other desirous of it at others. Yeah, वो दिखाया double standards. People being self-centered apply values keeping in mind their personal interest. Okay, people are habitual in ignoring values in common life. Okay, this can be applied. Double standard can be directly inferred. This can be inferred too. People feel contemptuous. Yes, people feel self-centered. Apply values keeping in their mind their personal interest is also somewhat flirted with. First three though ठीक है. Like I'm understanding, people are habitual in ignoring values in common life is not directly stated also. The frequency के बारे में discussion नहीं हुआ है, and that's why this is what I'll be marking. But these three are there. Okay, let's look at the next one. Okay, there you go. Author's primary concern in the passage is to propagate a universal set of values. Could be, A is a good choice. Condemn the role of double standards in observation of values in life. That's not the primary concern. I think the narrative shifts. Demonstrate the lack of courage and conviction of people in the... No, that's also not the primary concern. Suggest elimination of self-centeredness, objective attitude and application of values. Okay, so I'm confused between A and D. But problem with A now is that he is propagating a universal set of values, but he is not talking about what values they are. Rather, this is a little more correct because he is suggesting elimination of self-centeredness and subjective attitude. Right, so I think I'll choose this one. Why? The rationale is right there. This one, it talks about a universal set of values. To propagate a universal set of values, one need to talk about those universal set of values, right? While he's talking more about how this needs to be gotten rid of. Get it? Wow. Fun. Let's look at the 8. Okay, 6 skip ho gaya. There you go. Which of the following statements can be used as a central idea of the passage? People hate violence and intolerance in daily life. Restraint and application of their values can be used as, okay, there is a difference. A is fine. There is a difference between theory and practice in application of values in daily life. The central idea, okay, people tend to ignore the victim of intolerance, leave him to suffer. Not C, not D. Okay, can be used as central idea. A and B, people hate violence and intolerance in daily life. There is a difference between application of value. Yeah, so now the question becomes about scope. A is scope. It's just talking about violence and intolerance, while B is broader, and that's what the passage talks about towards the end. So that's why that will be what I'll be marking. Then let's go on to 9. The author has dealt with which of the following? There is a lack of courage. There is a lack of courage and conviction in the application of values in daily life. Okay. The majority of people follow a careless and indifferent attitude in practical life. The majority of people follow careless and, okay. People are guided by their selfish interests and apply. Okay, so 1 and 3 are for sure correct. Right. Yeah, 1 and 3. The attitude of people towards value is prejudiced. Yeah, so 4th I don't have much problem with. 2 I have a little problem with. Right, 1 and 3 are for sure correct. They have been discussed. So that would be that would be my option. What is the tone of the passage? Conciliatory, euphoric, disparaging, didactic. Okay, no, not going to cater to this one. Let's mark it for review and move on. Okay. Our second passage was socialism. Now, okay, 1 second. Socialism, 12 to 15. Okay, so there you go. In our civilized societies, we are rich. Why then are many poor? Why this painful drudgery for masses? Why even to be the best paid workman? To the best paid workman, this answer for the morrow in the midst of all the wealth inherited from the past, in spite of the powerful means of production, ensure comfort to all in return for a few hours of daily toil. Okay. The socialists have said it and repeated unvaryingly. Daily they are reiterated, demonstrating by arguments taken from all the sciences necessary for production. The land, the mines, the highways, machineries, food, etc. all have been seized by few in the course of that long story of robbery, enforced migration, and wars of ignorance and oppression, which has been the life of human race before it had learned to be the forces of nature, taking advantage of alleged rights acquired in the past. These few appropriate today 2/3 of the products of human today 2/3 of the two, and then squander them in the most shameful way, because having reduced the masses to a point at which they have not the means of subsistence subsistence for a month, or even for a week in advance, the few can allow the many to work only on the condition of themselves receiving the lion's share. It is because these few prevent the remainder of them from producing the things they need and force them to produce facilities of life for all, but the greatest profits to the monopolists. Cities bound together by railroads, waterways, and air, organisms which have lived through centuries. Beneath them, you find one above another foundation of streets, of houses, of theatres, of public buildings into their history, and you will see how civilization of the town, its industry, special characters have slowly grown and ripened through the cooperation of generation of inhabitants before it could become what it is today. And even today, the value of each dwelling, factory, and warehouse, which has been created by the accumulated labor of the millions of workers now dead and burned, is now maintained by the very presence. The chain broke. The millions of workers now dead and buried, presence and labor of legions, the men who now inhabit that special corner of the globe. Each of the atoms composing what we call the wealth of nations owes its values to the fact that it is part of the great whole. Okay, so what are my options over here? 14 and 15 were the options. Okay, so 14 अपन देखते हैं क्या है. What is that? Okay, what is it that socialists say and repeat unvaryingly? Factors of production were acquired by small number and utilized solely for their own profits. Okay, yeah, unvaryingly, yeah. Okay, I don't have a problem with this right now. Monopolists produce things that offer the greatest profit and necessities of life. No, that's not what they were unvaryingly saying. Right, reiterate. Arguments all relevant for production, the line or being seized by few. Yeah, or is concentrated in the hands of the select few who use it wrongly. Wrongly nahi bola hai. Yeah, not all that is necessary for production has been seized. So no, done. 14, good. Good eye for this question, I think. The claim of the privileged few are born out of claims of the inherent claims to property rights. Okay, bargaining position that they are in. No. Their propensity to prefer personal profits. Claims of the privileged few, no. Claims, hai na? How does this come into picture? Coercion to which they have subjected the oppressed section. Coercion to which they have objected the. No, so C and D to nahi hai. Okay. Bargaining position that they are in. What bargaining position are we talking about? And their claims to property rights is what something that they were talking about, right? Robberies hua, oppression, which has been life of human race in the past, because having reduced the masses, yeah. Right. So I could go with A. Okay, so this is the risk that I'll take between A and B. I think A is more correct, so I'll take that risk and mark this for review. It's a little dicey, this one. Okay, 14 and 15 done. Now we were at what, 12 to 15, and yeah, 12 to 15. There you go. Okay, the author has discussed an issue that is critical, egalitarian, political, regressive. Okay, critical, political, regressive. Could be political, not regressive. The issue that it's not regressive. The issue is the issue regressive? No, issue is not regressive. She could be critical, egalitarian, yes. think I'm confused between political and egalitarian. Okay, let's mark for review this one. Could be egalitarian, yeah, think so. So the following is the main idea of the passage. Generations themselves oppressed and ill-treated by their masters have given this immense inheritance to our country. Fair. Socialism is based on tenet that there is imbalance of power, or no, this is not the main idea. Wealth of a nation, because they've talked about socialism and what the belief is, but the main idea is this. They are driving across this more than this. They are not talking about what socialism is about. The wealth of nation has been created by accumulated labor of others, not nation. No, the masses are oppressed while the masters of these masses hardly enjoy the fruits of monopolistic behavior. That is against what the passage is saying. Okay, so this is done. Let's go on to the third one. It's already 21. Need to speed up a little more. 21 to 25. Let's go on to the third one. Okay, from the point of view of literature, the Great War of today has brought us into a new and closer sympathy with the England of past. Okay, in this careful study of European warfare, is war diminishing, come to the conclusion that England during the period of her great activity in the world has been fighting about half the time. We had begun to look on war as belonging to the past, insensibly fallen into the view of buckle that in England a love of war is as a nationality is utterly extinct. Now we have awakened to realize that we belong to people who have been fighting about half the time. Thus, it is, for instance, that we witness a revival of interest in Wordsmith. Not that Wordsworth, the high priest among the solitary lakes, whom we have never forsaken, but the Wordsworth. Okay, revival interest in Wordsworth. Okay, but the Wordsworth who sang exultantly of carnage as God's daughter. Today we turn to warlike Wordsworth, the stern patriot, hurling defiance at the enemies who threaten our island fortresses. I think Voice of England. It's a heavy passage, yeah. But this new sense of this new sense of community, come on, yeah. Sense of community with the past comes to us again and again, and when today we look back onto the records of the past, I chance to take down the epistles of Erasmus and turn to letters which the great humanist of Rotterdam wrote from Cambridge and London several hundred years ago. Young Henry VII had just suddenly plunged into war. One reads them today with vivid interest, for here, in the supple and sensitive brain of the old, he mirrored precisely the same thoughts and the same problems which exercise the more scholarly brains of today. Erasmus, as his pan-German friend liked to remind him, was a sort of German, but he was what we should now call a pacifist. He can see nothing good in war and sees no reason for it, and he eloquently sets forth regards as its evils. It is interesting to observe how even in its small details as well as in its great calamities, war brought precisely the same experiences as today. Prices are rising every day. Erasmus declares taxation has become so heavy that no one can afford to be liberal. Imports are hampered and wine is scarce. Okay, it is difficult even to get one's foreign letters. In fact, the preparation of war are rapidly changing the genius of the islands. Thereupon, so it launches into more general considerations of war. Even animals, he points out, do not fight, save rarely, and then with only those of other species, and moreover not like us, with machines upon which we expend the ingenuity of devils. In every war also, it is the non-combatants who suffer most. The people build cities, and folly of their rulers destroys them. The most righteous and most victorious wars bring more evil than good. Okay, and even when a real issue is in dispute, it could better have been settled by arbitration. The moral contagion of a war, moreover, lasts long after the war is over. Okay, let's look at it. The first paragraph of the passage primarily designed to convey the point of overarching importance of Dr. Wood's and viewpoint. No. Okay, that Buckle's viewpoint was totally mistaken. No. Okay, no, that's not the primarily. No, that England has been primarily a nation of fighters. okay, more right than A and B, that our current view of England not being a fighting nation is misplaced. Yes, there you go. We have a winner. That's what it is doing. The last paragraph is basically meant to drive home. Okay, let's just see. Okay, the idea of importance of Erasmus letters in terms of proving the importance. No, it's not the importance of Erasmus letters. Erasmus, what he was saying is being discussed. Right? Some facts about the history of England during the regime of Henry VII. No. The point of similarity between the reasons advanced for war in England those days and today. Okay, the after effects of wars fought those days in England and today. There you go. That's what it is. Second, done. The above passage could have been titled as Wars in England. England, Wars Then and Today. Okay, B is the winner currently. Wars in England, A New Awakening. Wars in England, The Shift in Literary Perspective. Okay, yes. Wars Then and Today से ज़्यादा literary perspective because they are talking about literature में how they perceive, right? They right from the bat, Dr. Woods and Mr. Wolsey. Then इधर बकल का भी उनका व्यू पॉइंट बताया है. So D is more correct than B, and that's why I'll go with that. There you go. The above passage would be most likely found in the England Journal of Defence Studies, a book of history of wars, the England Journal of Literary Studies. Yes, literary, based on the last one. Let's see, research monograph, wars in England. Okay, I don't know what a monograph is. Now C and D becomes very confusing. Is it okay? Now the difference is it's journal and यहाँ पे it's a monograph. So I'm assuming that this comes from a researcher point of view, and this should be coming from a journalist point of view, right? Right. So if I had to bet on this, I would be betting on the journal. It has a more journal tonality than being from a researcher. Yeah, I'll take this and let's keep it for review. This is the best bet I think I could take. The above selection would be most likely followed by a discussion on what else Erasmus felt about the wars which England has fought. Okay, possible. What Erasmus said about the crimes of fighters and fighting. Okay, why so many wars were fought in those days, the reason why Erasmus felt so. I don't think C and D could be the reason for the wars which England has fought. Okay, up until now we have left what 20th we have left, right? And 12th we have left, and there are 25 questions. 25 I'm going to leave because this is a little tricky, I think. Yeah. Okay, let's jump on to the last one. That is 7 to 11. Okay, and we have 14 minutes. Let's cap it off at, you know what? Let's cap it off at 8. Okay, so that still gives us 6.5 minutes to finish this. Let's see how much we can cover this, right? With the view to action, experience seems in no respect inferior to art, and men of experience succeed even better than those who have better theory, who have theory without experience. The reason is that experience and knowledge of individuals, art of individuals, actions and productions are all concerned with the individual. For the physician, not cure man except in an incidental way, but Socrates or some other called by some such individual name who happens to be a man. Then a man has the theory without the experience and recognize the universal, does not know the individuals included in it as well, will often fail to cure, for it is the individual that is to be wow. But yet we think that knowledge and understanding belong to art rather than to experience, and we suppose artists to be wiser than men of experience, is that the wisdom depends in all cases rather on knowledge. This because the former know the cause, but latter do not, for men of experience know that the thing is so, but do not know why exactly, while the others know why and the cause. Hence we think also that the master workers are more honorable and know in a truer sense and are wiser than the manual workers, because they know the cause of the things that are done. We think the manual workers are like certain lifeless things which act indeed, but act without knowing, we do as fire burns, but while the lifeless things perform each of their functions, but by natural tendency, the laborers perform them through habit. Thus, we view them as being wiser, not in virtue of being able to act, but of having the theory of themselves and knowing the causes. General, it is a sign of man who knows and of the man who does not know. Former can teach, and therefore we think of art as more truly knowledge and experiences. An artist can teach, and men of mere experience cannot. Fair. Again, we do not regard any of the senses as wisdom, yet surely these give the most authoritative knowledge of particulars, but they do not tell us why of anything. Why fire is hot? When we say that it is hot. At first, he who invented any art, whatever that went beyond the common perceptions of man, was naturally admired by men, not only because there was something useful in the invention, but that because he was thought wise and superior to the rest. But as more arts were invented, and some were directed to the necessities of life, others to recreation, inventors of the latter were naturally always wiser than the inventors of the former, because such knowledge did not aim at utility. Yes, hence when all such inventions were re-established, the sciences which do not aim at giving pleasure or at the necessities of life were discovered, first in places where men first began to have leisure, while the mathematical arts were founded in Egypt, for there the priestly caste was allowed to be at leisure. Said in the Ethics that what the differences between art and science and the other kindred faculties, but the point of our present discussion is this: when suppose what is called wisdom to deal with the first cause and principles of things, so that, as has been said before, the man of experience thought to be wiser, possessors of any sense perception, whatever the artist wiser than the men of experience, the master worker than the mechanic, theoretical kinds of the knowledge to be more of the nature of wisdom than the productive. Clearly, wisdom is knowledge about certain principles and causes. Okay, now let's go on to the question. The passage above is basically an attempt to differentiate between doers and the teachers. No, convince us as the people are mistaken, thinking of experience being less important than an art form. Possible. Tell the readers about aspects of differentiation between knowing the theory and having experience of something. Okay. Why the artists are thought to be superior to others who are not. So I'm confused between B and C. My only problem is B is a little stronger because it's an attempt to convince. It's not trying to convince us. It's literally addressing the differences. So I'll go with C. In terms of this reading selection, which of the following would not qualify to be called an example of wisdom? Knowing facts about different plant species populating a particular geographical area. Knowing facts that different plants are populating a particular. No, this is not wisdom. Doing a new art form involving the use of paper cuttings to create images of different natural objects. Yes. Fusing two symphonies to create a new musical composition which sounds altogether differently. Yes. Jill trying to fix a machine by discovering how it works. Discovering how it works. Yes. Discovering. Yes. That's the key over there. Convince. Okay. Style of writing of the author can be broadly characterized as which of the following? Descriptive, conjectural, analytical, detached. It's not. I think it could either be descriptive or analytical. Is not driving any conjecture. So he's not detached from it. There lies the problem. Analytical or descriptive. 1 second. I think it's analytical because see, read this particular paragraph, right? At first, he who invented any art, whatever that went beyond the common perceptions of man, naturally admired, right? So he's not describing this; he's analyzing what must be the case over there, and that's why between descriptive and analytical, I would choose analytical. Let's see which of the following can be legitimately inferred from the above passage. Utilitarian activities do not qualify to be called arts. Okay. One who knows can teach. No. Master workers in any craft are more honorable since they know the cause of the things in their work. Now that is also based on an assumption that master workers are the people who are from theory, right? That they have stated wisdom depends on knowledge. That's absolutely not true. So I'm confused between A and C. Okay, utilitarian activities do not qualify to be called arts. That is something he has actually stated, right? They were the latter ones who, as Arthur, some were this necessities of life and others to recreation. Latter were naturally or regarded wiser. So I think there, yeah. 10th, 11th, what is the time? 8:26. Good. I think this is the last question. There you go. Very good. The last paragraph is designed to end the issue. Okay, wait. We have ethics, what the difference between art and science and other kindred faculties. Okay. Perception, whatever the art is wiser than the men of experience, master worker. Okay. End the issue on a conjectural note, leaving the reader in bewilderment. No. Raise certain important questions to be answered. He's not raising any question. Reconcile two different viewpoints on the issue in question. Sum up on a note of finality. Okay, it could be C or D. Reconcile two different viewpoints on issue in question. Is he trying to do... Oh god. Let's just... Okay, so I've left 1, 2, 3. Should I leave 4? Some of the note on finality. I'll just mark for review next. Yeah, I'll take this risk. Yeah, no, this is not definitely something that I'm not doing. Now let's look at summaries. Where was summary? Summary was number 5. Okay, there you go. Summary is number 5. Yeah, there you go. Local communities have often come in conflict with agents to exploit resources at faster pace for an expanding commercial industrial economy. More often than not, such agents of resource intensification are given preferential treatment by state through the grant of generous long leases over mineral or fish stocks, for example, or the provision of raw material at an enormously subdivided price. With the injustice so compound, local communities at the receiving end of this process have no resource except direct action resisting both the state, okay, and outside exploiters through a variety of protest activities. These struggles might not 614 might perhaps be seen as a manifestation of a new kind of class conflict. Okay, a new kind of class conflict arises from preferences that given to agents of resource intensification by the state, which the local community sees as unfair. Grant of long leases to agents of resource intensification for an expanding commercial. Okay, this है but okay इधर भी है ठीक है. Given by the state to agents to resource intensification for expanding commercial industrial economy exacerbates injustice to local communities. Direct protest from them resulting in a new type of class conflict. There you go. This is more correct than A. So for now, I'll be marking this. Come on, select local community. No option but to protest against. No, it's talking about the breeding injustice. So no, it's not leading them to do anything, right? So let's look at OOO. I think OOO sirf 6th hai. So that's where we are, right? There you go. It is no secret that Keats was intensely fascinated with dying, and that for him death was a soulful state towards which his spirit tended. Throughout his poetry, death is invoked as an object of infatuation. Okay. In Now More Than Ever, Keats concludes, seems it rich to die. Okay. He memorably admits in his ode to a nightingale that for many a time he has been half in love with easeful death, to whom he sweetly whispers soft names and in many a mused rhyme. Keats' fixation on the morbid physicality of death and onsights of corporeal decomposition was not anticipatory of his own imminent passing, but was in fact informed by his own. Okay. Freshly rumpled graveyard soil. One, two, three, 4 is making sense. 5 is also making sense. Honestly, it's a little difficult, this one. I'll just take... See, because this has that continuation. In this, he memorably admits in this, to whom he sweetly whispers soft names in many mews, right? I think I'll go with the fifth one because there is one contradiction, right? इधर यहाँ पे बोल रहा है we all know death was a soulful state towards which his spirit tended, and then यहाँ पे they are opposing that. If I had to choose an odd one out, these two have these three actually have this going on theme. This sets the theme. This is taking it a little away from, so that I'll choose that one. Let's look at the so 1 2 3 4 were the this, right? There you go. So 1 2 3 4. Okay, in also focus program, no, police forces have been directed to record the crime with greater sensitivity, and some measures initiated to make public places safer for women. Last year's data indicate that there is rise in number of cases involving juveniles. This approach could lead, okay, no, in the years since Delhi gang rape case, okay, Darshak, the definition of heinous offense has been, okay, good. 5. Police forces last year's data indicate that there is rise in number of cases involving juveniles. No, the next follow up would be 2, right? Should be yeah, follow should be 2. Yeah. Also, a focus program to universalize education and skills training would potentially keep juveniles from coming into conflict with the law. Right. Right. So they are tending to one problem, they are also tending to the other problem. So that follows. Right. Now we have 3 and 4 left. Last year's data indicate that there is rise in number of cases involving juvenile. This approach could lead to reduction in violent crime over time. Okay. Shouldn't I? So I'm confused between 4. So I think so. No, 4 not 4. 3's position. 4 तो इधर आएगा. Should 3 be coming towards the end? Because in between this, it's not making any sense. This they have done. This they have done. This sounds like it has an approach. It has a flow to it. This definitely becomes the first sentence, right? And then उन्होंने क्या किया? And ये क्यों कर रहा है? Right? हाँ, last year's, हाँ, so 3 ideally should be towards the end. Let's just go with this, right? Yeah. Who can trace to its first beginning the love of Damon of Pythias of David for Jonathan of Swan for Edgar? Similarly with men, this is about great friendship between man and man of can compared with the age-old association of ham and eggs. One simply feel that it is one of the things that must be so. Okay. Say, okay, let's just 2 1 4 3 5. Let's just go with it right now. This one is not making any sense to me. Okay, a sense of life. What do we have last? 5th one. हाँ, ठीक है. So I'll go with the 5th one. Try to solve that one. 4th one I mean. Right. In medieval period, though both Islam and Hinduism, okay, Islam does not believe. Okay, so we have the first sentence, which is 2, right? Attacks by Muslims on India had started in the 10th century. It was more from the 15th century onwards that, okay. So, five, 4, 3, 5, 3, 4. I'll go with 5, 4, 3 makes more sense. And let's end it. I will not be able to do this. I was thinking of just going for this theta, but it's fine. The reason why I stopped talking between 4th and 5th because I had to focus, and between 4th and 5th was a little smaller. That's why I chose to do that in the last few seconds. This time I could have budgeted my time better with respect to RC. So that's something definitely that you could be taking into consideration, right? Thank you guys. Thank you for watching till the end. I hope there was some insight that you could take away from this, and take care. All the best, and more videos to come. Yeah, more videos to come.